Goad, and I'd like to welcome you to this short Players with Money video. I'm just a regular guy, like you and anybody else, but I've been working online for a couple of years, and last year I finally cracked the secret ClickBank code, and I was able to put out 3 best-selling products that made me an absolute pile of cash. And I've basically turned this into a formula that anybody can apply. So I just want to show you really quickly what the results were, and then we'll get back to how this applies to me.
Okay, so without wanting to make this into a big show or anything, let me just show you real quick what the results were the last times I applied this system. Alright. So I've got a bunch of accounts, but let's just check out these 3 for now. Okay, so this is the Cash Mask account that was responsible for the Project Black Mask product that came out in, I believe it was June of 2007. So when I said 3 big ones last year, it was actually 3 big ones in the last 6 months of last year. But let's just have a quick look over here. Okay, so to give you an idea, in 2007, the product put directly $196,000 and some dollars, and in 2008, about $10,000 so far. And this is not sales, this is 100% clear in-the-pocket sales commissions that were earned. So that's just a little bit over $200,000 so far for that product. And as you can see in the early stages, we actually got a check for $133,000 and some dollars, and then a bunch of other good ones too. And of course it's slowed down considerably since then, but I'm sparing you the other details because the front end sales commissions that you see here are only actually the tip of the iceberg, because there's probably 2 or 3 times that amount of money that's made on the back end. But like I said, not important for now. Let's go off to the next one. Okay, so the next project was GoogPay. And here's what this looks like. So for a couple of small reasons that I'm not going to get into, this project actually made a little bit less money than the previous one, but that was actually because we weren't able to apply one of the key parts of the system. On the other hand, I think you'll agree that the results are still pretty satisfactory, and again, this resulted in an initial check of $85,000 and then one for about $40,000 and a bunch of other checks that weren't too bad either. So this project was done on I believe it was the 13th of November 2007. And that's interesting because you'll see that the next one, what I'm going to show you, actually happened the very next week that this one happened. So let's hop over real quick. So this is where we got smart and started working with recurring products. So as you can see, in 2007, and this launched on the 20th of November or so, made about $180,000, but in 2008, without doing barely any extra work, it's almost made $250,000 extra. And this one actually did end up doing some massive paydays in the beginning, namely this almost $180,000 check that was received. Just a quick disclaimer on this though, this was not a solo project for me. I did this with Chris, and he's probably responsible for more of this than I am. However, as I mentioned, I did the previous one the very week before. So I'm showing you this so that you can understand that in a period of a couple of weeks, I was able to not just apply the system once, I was able to do it twice. So essentially, it can't be that hard as long as you've got the right formula to follow.
So you might be wondering right now, do I have any kind of secret magic powers or something that I'm not telling you or that I'm not willing to reveal that makes my situation special and that makes it that I can do this but you can't do this? Well, the short answer to that is no. And I really do deeply believe that you can do this as long as you're able to answer yes to the 9 questions that follow.
Okay, so this is a small list written by one of my heroes, a guy called Gary Halbert, who is definitely responsible for inspiring me beyond belief and also doing the same thing for, I would estimate, thousands of people. And what he's describing here is a player with money, or a future player with money. And what he's describing here is not only rules to live life by, but rules to do business by. And if you can answer yes to this, well, you're perfect for this, and chances are excellent that success for you is right around the corner. So let's stop talking and get right to it. So 1, you must have a life, and 2, you must have a sense of humor, And 3, you must have intelligence and be an independent thinker, and you must be a generous and giving person, but at the same time, you must refuse to take shit from anyone that doesn't have a gun to your head, and you must be willing to take chances and cheerfully accept losses. And you must have the capacity and courage for true intimacy with your loved ones, friends, and sometimes even associates and strangers. And you must be wealthy always in your mind, and therefore very often in your pocket. And you must be honest and have integrity, not defined by laws, but rather by the inner core of your being. So it really doesn't sound that hard, and it's not. All this really says is that in your mind, in yourself, you've got a clean slate, and when presented with the right system and the right opportunity, you don't have all these mental blockades that are going to stop you. And so essentially, if you're not a player with money today, it's just going to take very little to transform you into one.
Okay, so if that sounds fair to you, and that sounds like you, then we're already speaking the same language. And while I've got you here, I think you've gotten to know me a little bit better, and I want to tell you that I've actually saved the best for the next video. And this is a secret method that I developed and that I kind of stumbled upon, whereby you're essentially able to make a huge pile of money of affiliate commissions in a single day with no list, no advertising, and no money. And actually I showed this to a student of mine, and I just threw the blueprint in his hands, and I let him work with it, and the first time he used it, he made $6,643 in affiliate commissions, not sales, commission in his pocket in one day, no list, no advertising, no money. So that's what I'm going to show you in the next video. I strongly encourage you to enter your name and email in the box below so that I can send you the link once it's ready. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.